Good morning, students. Welcome to online classes. In the previous video, we were studying chapter 10, Air and Water. In that video, we studied about atmosphere, different layers of the atmosphere and its uses. We also studied about air and its composition. Okay, so let's continue. We saw that air contains 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen and 1% water vapor and other gases. So air has weight and it also occupies space. It has force, so it can exert pressure. Let us learn about air pressure. We know that anything that has weight has force and it can exert pressure. हमें पता है कि जिसके पास वेट है उसका फोर्स भी होगा और वह प्रेशर एक्सर्ट करेगा. जस्ट लाइक दिस एयर के पास भी अपना वेट है और फोर्स है, सो इट विल ऑल्सो एक्सर्ट प्रेशर, जिसे हम एयर प्रेशर कहते हैं. ओके, सो लेट अस स्टडी अबाउट इट. एयर प्रेशर कैन मूव लिक्विड्स, so it is very useful to us. In several machines of our daily use, we use the air pressure. So let us study some examples. Air pressure क्या कर सकता है? एयर प्रेशर से लिक्विड्स मूव होते हैं, इसलिए हमारे लिए यह बहुत यूजफुल होता है. In several machines, we use the applications of air pressure. Let us study some examples. Applications of air pressure. First, drinking a liquid through straw pipe. When we put the pipe into the liquid, it cannot rise into the mouth. So, we have to suck air out of the pipe. जब हम पाइप को लिक्विड में डालते हैं तो वह ऊपर की ओर नहीं आता है, इसलिए हमें क्या करना पड़ता है? एयर को खींचना पड़ता है. When we suck the air, the pipe becomes empty and the pressure of the outer air, it pushes the liquid into the pipe and it comes into our mouth. जब पाइप से एयर को सक किया जाता है तब पाइप जो है एम्प्टी हो जाती है. देन बाहर की एयर प्रेशर लिक्विड को ऊपर की ओर पुश करती है. आफ्टर दिस इट कम्स इनटू आवर माउथ. सो this is because of the air pressure. We drink liquid through the straw pipe with the help of air pressure. The same principle of air pressure works when we fill a dropper with some liquid medicine. Let's see how it works. When we press the rubber sac of the dropper, the air in it and that in the tube, it is forced out. Then the pressure of the outer air, it pushes the medicine into the tube of the dropper. In the dropper there is a rubber bulb. इस रबर बल्ब को जब हम प्रेस करते हैं तो उसमें प्रेजेंट एयर और ट्यूब में प्रेजेंट एयर दोनों जो है बाहर निकल जाती है और फिर बाहर की एयर प्रेशर की वजह से मेडिसिन ट्यूब के अंदर चली जाती है. सो फिलिंग ए ड्रॉपर विथ लिक्विड मेडिसिन इज ऑल्सो एन एग्जाम्पल ऑफ एयर प्रेशर. थर्ड एप्लीकेशन ऑफ एयर प्रेशर इज फिलिंग द मेडिसिन इन इंजेक्शन syringe. So what happens here? When the piston of the syringe is pulled out, it becomes empty and then the outer air pressure pushes the medicine into the syringe. सिरिंज में जब हम इस पिस्टन को ऊपर की ओर खींचते हैं तब वह एम्प्टी हो जाती है और फिर आउटर एयर प्रेशर की वजह से लिक्विड मेडिसिन जो है सिरिंज में आ जाती है. सो फिलिंग द लिक्विड मेडिसिन इन इंजेक्शन सिरिंज इज ऑल्सो एन एग्जाम्पल ऑफ एयर प्रेशर. Next example of air pressure is the lift pumps. A lift pump also works with the help of air pressure. Let's see how it happens. When the handle is pushed down, the piston moves up. This creates an empty space. Okay, so the air pressure from below, it opens the lower valve and water rushes up. जब हैंडल को नीचे किया जाता है तब पिस्टन ऊपर आती है, जिससे पंप में एम्प्टी स्पेस क्रिएट होता है. देन नीचे की एयर प्रेशर की वजह से लोअर वाल्व खुलता है और वाटर जो है ऊपर आती है. When the handle is raised, the piston moves down. Then the air pressure from above, it shuts the lower valve but opens the upper valve. As a result, the water rises above the piston. Thus, continuous movements of the handle raise the water which flows out through the spout. जब हैंडल को ऊपर किया जाता है तब पिस्टन नीचे चली जाती है और फिर बाहर के एयर प्रेशर की वजह से लोअर वेल्व बंद होता है बट अपर वेल्व खुल जाता है, जिससे कि वाटर जो है पिस्टन के ऊपर आ जाती है. सो हैंडल के कंटिन्यूस मूवमेंट से वाटर जो है ऊपर आती है और फिर हमें वाटर मिलता है. ओके, सो द लिफ्ट पंप्स ऑल्सो वर्क ऑन द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ एयर प्रेशर. और नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज वाटर. All of you know about water, isn't it? Water is a universal solvent. Why do we call it as universal solvent? Because it can dissolve a number of things. We dissolve many things in water. For example, salt, sugar, soda, etc. These are the common things which we dissolve in water at home. So, the things that get dissolved in water are called soluble substances. वाटर को यूनिवर्सल सॉल्वेंट कहा जाता है क्योंकि इसमें बहुत सारे चीज घुल सकते हैं. The materials that get dissolved are called soluble substances and the materials that do not get dissolved, they are called insoluble substances. You know that rain is the main source of water and it goes to streams, lakes, tanks, etc. When the water flows over the soil, it dissolves many soluble and insoluble substances. Insoluble substances like sand, leaves, dead plants, dung, etc. This also get carried with the water. It may also contain harmful germs. So, these all things make the water unfit for drinking. That's why we need to purify the water for the removal of harmful substances. Our next topic is purification of water. The water that is present in the rivers, lakes, streams, it is impure and it's not good for drinking. We must clean it before using it. Let us study about the methods to purify the water. So first is separation of insoluble substances. Insoluble substance means the substance that do not get dissolved. Insoluble substances present in the water can be separated by the following methods. Let's study. First method is sedimentation. So what we are doing here, we have to take the impure water in some vessel. After taking the impure water, we have to keep it for some time without disturbing. After some time, you will observe that the impurities, they settle down and clean water, it stays above them. कुछ देर बाद जितने भी impurities रहते हैं सब नीचे सेटल हो जाते हैं और क्लीन वाटर ऊपर रह जाता है. This process is known as sedimentation. So, after getting the clean water, we have to pour it into the impurities will remain in the first vessel. This process of pouring off the clean water is called decantation. क्लीन वाटर को जब दूसरे वेसल में डाला जाता है उस प्रोसेस को हम डिकेंटेशन कहते हैं. Next method for the separation of insoluble substance is filtration. Let's study. First, we have to take a filter paper. Then we have to fold it into half circle. Then again we have to fold into a quarter circle. After folding, we have to open it 3 folds on one side and the fourth on the other. We will get the shape of the funnel as shown in the picture C. Now we have to put the glass funnel on the stand and place beaker under it. After this, place the filter into the glass funnel as shown. Now pour the impure water into the funnel. All the clean water it will go into the beaker and the impurities it will left on the filter paper. फिल्टर करने पर जितनी भी impurities रहते हैं वह फिल्टर पेपर में रह जाती हैं और क्लीन वाटर नीचे चला जाता है. This process is known as filtration and the clean water that we got is known as filtrate. So by sedimentation and filtration we can separate insoluble substances present in the impure water. Next is the separation of soluble substances. So the dissolved substances can be separated by which method? Distillation method. Let's study about the distillation method. This is the apparatus used for distillation method. So take some water in the glass and dissolve salt in it to get the salt solution. Now put the salt solution in the retort whose tube goes into the mouth of the flask. Salt solution को हमें retort में रखना है जिसका ट्यूब जो है फ्लास्क में रहता है. Next step is we have to heat the retort. So what happens here? The water it gets evaporated. The vapor will pass into the cold flask and it will change into pure water. हीट करने से वाटर जो है इवापोरेट होगा और जो वेपर जो है कोल्ड फ्लास्क की ओर पास होगा और फिर so after evaporation the salt is left behind. By distillation we get the pure form of water. So it is used in medicine. Dear students, you know that the water present in the water bodies may contain many germs and it may cause various diseases. So they must be kept out of water. We need to clean the water before drinking. So by adopting the following methods, we can purify the water. The common method that is used to get clean water is boiling. Boiling for a long time. When we boil the water, most of the germs present in the water, they get killed. We have to boil the impure water for around 10 to 15 minutes. By doing so, the germs that are present in the water, they get killed and we get the pure water. Now we can filter this water and it is fit for drinking. Next method to get the pure water is by the use of chemicals. Certain chemicals like chlorine, they are used to purify the water. The water that we get in our houses, it is purified with chemicals in water treatment plants. So by boiling and by the use of chemicals like chlorine, we can get water. So these are the methods to purify the water. You know that rain is the main source of water and it is usually pure. The first 1 or 2 showers of the rain may not give us clean water. What is the reason? Because dust particles and other gases, they may get dissolved in it when the rain is coming down. But after that, we get the pure water as it is clear from the dust and other impurities. But still it is advised to get your water from the municipal water supplies. Now we studied that we get pure form of water by the distillation method. But we must remember that the distilled water is not at all good for drinking purposes. What is the reason behind this? Because it loses all its minerals that are necessary and useful to us. So we should not use the distilled water. Impure water may cause many waterborne diseases. So we have to boil the water to make it germ free. With this, our 10th chapter, Air and Water, is completed. So read your books regularly. Thank you.